Hey, welcome to my channel, Josh Gordon Music. This is another Line 6 Podgo preset video, and we are going to be looking at the VOX AC30. So in the Podgo, it's the Essex A30 amp, and the guitar we're using, I did say I'm going to make some more presets with a Les Paul. I said that in my last video, but I'm going to use this PRS S2 Vela semi-hollow satin US made guitar, because this preset, as I was just kind of fooling around today and liked what I came up with, I think this will work with a Les Paul, and it'll also work with a Strat style guitar, maybe an SG, and this guitar kind of, you know, captures all of those in one. It's kind of like a thin line tele stat, you know, slash Strat mixed with an SG, maybe Les Paul tendencies as well, because of the pickup. And we won't take too long on this, but the pickups, you know, you have a single coil neck, but you have a humbucker bridge, and you have this tele style, you know, two barrel bridge. But the humbucker is a coil tap, so you can, you know, you pull up the tone knob here and you get single coil, so you can get the tele sound out of it, but you get a nice fat humbucking tone reminiscent of a Les Paul as well, when the tone is pushed in. So again, I think this preset can cover a few of those guitars. So Les Paul people that I promised a preset for, this will work. It should work for you guys as well, okay? As well as Strat people, you know, and maybe especially the ones with like a super Strat, you know, with a humbucker in the bridge and the two, you know, neck and middle single coils. Anywho, you heard how the dirt channel sounds there at the top of the video with the playthrough. So this preset definitely has a couple little things, you know, the usual things that I'm starting to give you guys, like a clean and a drive channel, and this one worked very nicely for that. And we have a lead boost assignment, we have a delay assignment, of course, and a reverb, and I think that covers all the blocks. So let's go. You know what, I will play the preset, but let's start having a little walkthrough for it, through it, and start left to right, of course. Noise gate on, didn't tamper with the parameters. Again, I've promised over numerous months now that I will actually do a video using the wah feature, because I love the expression pedal on this unit. I think it's great. Some people don't like it. I mean, there is that, well, I don't want to say it's a glitch, but there is that issue that, you know, if you're playing in the daylight, you know, the sun or whatever can affect the optical sensor on this thing. But, you know, for the most part, for most of my gigs, they're indoor. This thing works great. I love how it feels. It's easy to kick on and off between, like, switching between wah and expression. So I should cover, maybe I'll do a special video on that, and then that will maybe satisfy the wah people out there who'd like to see some demos with that. Anyways, moving on. Kinky Boost. This is a lot of people love the Kinky Boost, and they like to put it, you know, after their amp, which does sound great. I'm kind of liking it, you know, right after the wah. I always like the wah first in the signal chain, because, you know, there are times when I use it, but I like it as an always on pedal as of late, and here we have it again, and, you know, with a conservative drive amount. And you know, we won't go into too much detail on all the parameters, because as always, in the description box below there will be a link where you can download this preset for free in the custom tone section on the Line 6 website. All right, so Kinky Boost, and then my drive is, I decided on a Dyna drive. I tried a few, and just a certain tone I wanted. You know, I mean, I wanted a little bit of a voxiness to it, but not too much. You know, I wanted this to be like a good rock tone that, you know, not that Vox doesn't give you a good rock tone, but I wanted to get it closer to a little more Marshall-y sounding, but with the nice, you know, bell-like cleans that I guess the Vox can give you. So anyways, effects loop, whatever. Now the amp, and I do have a few controller assignments, and I'm doing this trick again where, if you saw my previous video where I'm controlling the drive, and this time the channel volume, not the master, but I mean, I usually have the drive channel volume and master working together between clean and drive settings, because when I have clean, the drive is down, channel volume is up, and usually the master is down, because when you have the master up, as you know, you can push the amp and maybe push it into a more overdriven state, so that can kind of, you know, I don't want to say ruin your clean sound, but it can definitely affect it if you want something crystal clean, you know. But in this case, because I found this amp to be pretty clean, with the drive down to almost 3, it's like I think I can leave the master as it is. But here, when we have the clean, I'm working in conjunction here with the EQ to shave some mids down. But then when the drive is engaged, I pop the mids up here a bit. Because, you know, as I've said before in previous videos, I like having a mid punch when the drive is going on, but I like, you know, I don't want that mid punch when I'm having clean. I want a little more gentle. So anyways, back to the amp. So that's pretty much those controller assignments. So, and the bass, this one, because we don't have a middle parameter slider here, you know, we have bass, cut, and treble. So the bass I found for clean, I wanted it up a little bit, you know, to get the nice round bottom. But when the drive is engaged, then I cut the bass. So it's kind of fun things you can do with these parameters and the controller assignments to the foot switches. So it's like, you know, for you beginners out there, it's like, don't get frustrated. Once you learn how to do these things, and I should have I do have a video about controller assignments and whatnot, and if I'm going to check, and if I don't, I'm going to make one. But anyways, yeah, for you beginners out there, this is a powerful tool to do these things here. Like you see these little icons here, like when you click on this box and you get this select controller, so where you can, you know, assign, I want the cut to go to foot switch, you know, I could do that right now to foot switch 3, and I could have that. It's like when it's engaged, it's down to here, or when it's not engaged, it's up to here. It's those kind of things. And then, like I said, you know, you can use other effects too. You can control them in conjunction with what you're trying to do here with the amp. And I believe the maximum, though, that you can assign to one switch, the maximum amount of control assignments would be 8. And I think I have done that once in a preset. Anyways, let's keep moving, because I'm starting to ramble. So for the amp, I actually used one of the VOX ones, the Silver Bell. I wanted to try and, you know, be all VOX, because I usually go with a 412 greenback 25, because I just love that sound. Yeah, but I got to start exploring some other amps, I think, you know, so, or cabinets. Anyways, so yeah, this one was nice, and it has a ribbon mic on it. I don't think I didn't really play with this at all. I kind of just left it on the defaults because I liked how it sounded out of the box. I mean, and I usually don't have the distance of the mic 5 inches away, but again, I liked what I heard. And that's the thing, when you queue up a new preset and you start, you know, I recommend starting with the amp and the cab first. And if you can get something that's ear pleasing to you, with just those two things, right? You know, those two blocks, don't even have the EQ block on, and if you can work something out of those two blocks, the amp and the cab blocks, then the rest is kind of, I don't want to say it's gravy, but you're just gonna add wonderful color to your bass of the amp and cab sound. And if I find I'm not liking the amp and cab sound dry, like if I really don't like it, I don't know if I'm going to put the effort into trying to, you know, polish a turd, so to speak, right? So anyways, it sounded great, so I left it as is. And I've already showed you, I believe this block always defaults to the parametric EQ. So this time I'm like, you know, yeah, I don't need too many sliders. I kind of just, you know, I turned the bass down a little bit here at this 130 hertz. And I lowered the Q, and for those, if you haven't seen a previous video of mine or don't know what this Q is, the quality of, I guess, it's a curve, and it's like if this is the 130 frequency mark, you have a curve over it, right? And so you can increase that curve, or you can lower the curve. You know, I want more of this frequency or less of this frequency. And then the lower the value of the curve, the more flatter you're making it, so it would cover a whole bunch of things, kind of like umbrella some other frequencies around the 130. But if you increase the Q, then you're narrowing it. So it's like, okay, I just want to hone in more on the 130 frequency, or I want less of it, right? So there's an EQ list, and I do have some videos on EQ if you want to look a little further into this. So mid, and again here, like I said, I had this mid controller, and I usually have I have this at 515 because I usually like to up around the 500 hertz for more mid punch. So for this one, I was like, you know, I'm gonna assist the bass parameter, a controller assignment. So again, I have it lower for when it's clean and higher for when it's dirt. And then let's see what I did to the high. You know what? I didn't touch anything. Because I just liked what I heard. So it's, you know, it's okay to stop. You don't have to play with each parameter. If you like what you hear, that's good. Stop what you're doing. Put the mouse down and just move on, because if your ears are happy, then it's good. It's good to you, at least. You know, that's the thing. And because, you know, people, sometimes knowledge can be, how do I put this, too much. You know, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but it could be, you know, maybe too much of a good thing, where it's like, well, now, you know, I have to put a low cut, I have to use a high pass filter, well, no, you don't have to. If the situation calls for it, then yes, it's good to know what these things do to help you in your tone quest. But like I said, I kind of knew what I wanted, and I got it in my cans here, and I was like, I'm done. I'm going to move on to the next block. So anyways, that's just my tip. So you know, you're going to do what you want to do, and that's perfectly all right. But I mean, for me, it's also a time saver. It's like, I'm not going to sit here. This preset took me minutes to make, you know, because I'm not worried about every little parameter. I'm worried about what my ears tell me. So if there's still something that wasn't, you know, pleasing to them, then maybe I would look at further things here, like, you know, this high gain, the low cut, high cut, blah blah blah. All right, so delay. We're gonna do a little playing of this preset too. You know, I'm sure you are already tired of my talking. So again, simple delay. DSP was not a limitation, but you know, as I've constantly said, I like delay. I love delay for solos, but I want it to be a little more ambient, you know, and just assist and add color. I don't want it to stand out too much. So we'll hear it. And then reverb I have always on. This time I went for a spring reverb because I'm like, well, I want to go traditional, or try to anyways. Volume at the end, and then here for this output, this is another foot switch assignment for just a little volume boost. I think it's just a 2.5 dB. So hopefully it'll translate when we do a little playing through here. And speaking of that, let's just do that. So I'm going to start with clean, and then I'll do some random switching, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. All right, here we go with the clean. And there's the volume pedal, just kills the signal just like that. And that's why I have it at the end. just my personal preference. All right, well, there's my Essex A30 VOX AC30 preset that will, and let's call it for Strat and Les Paul. All right, because I have done a VOX preset before, but this one again, we're kind of these days now, I'm kind of targeting presets for specific guitars, because I have, you know, there's only so many amps in the Pod Go, and I haven't covered them all, and I will look at trying to create presets for each and every one. But some amps are just, you know, no matter how hard I try, I just don't like it, so I don't want to put out crap presets for you guys, you know, and maybe some of them you think are, but hopefully not. So anyways, that's the preset. So thanks very much for watching. I appreciate all you viewers, any new viewers, returning viewers, subscribers. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. This channel is growing and we've monetized. And yes, I think in 2 days now, the stats are just almost $4 estimated revenue for Canadian. So anyways, that's not what it's about. It's a goal I wanted to reach, just to say I could become a YouTube partner. And I've reached that goal. So everything else now is just gravy. The presets are still coming. They're going to be free. And, you know, links below, I have links to my shop and website. And there's a tip jar if you want to leave a tip. That's cool. Monetary tip if you want to leave me a tip in the form of a comment of what I should be doing. That's okay too. All right, guys. So, again, appreciate you watching. Take care. Have fun. And I'll see you in the next video.